What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yankees Avenue Show on the Yankees Avenue YouTube channel. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. That's Dan Rourke, newly unbanned Dan Rourke. Dan, how we doing on this fabulous Friday morning?
Good, dude. I haven't tweeted yet, but no, it's good to be back on Twitter. I also got a brand new jersey. Good ass deal on Fanatic. Shout out to them. They've been doing me right lately. $90. And you know what's also cool about it? This isn't listed as a spring training jersey, not listed as a batting practice jersey either. Listed as Yankees alternate jersey, Pat. Alternate
That's
jersey.
dope.
Pretty nice. So I'm chilling. How you doing?
Listen, I'm chilling. I mean, you kind of just boosted my mood a little bit with the jersey because it looks sick.
Thank you.
But
Garrett
yeah, bro,
Coleman
life
back.
is good. Life is good. We're very short days away from spring training. So let's get to topic number one here. And Dan, we're talking about our newest captain, Aaron Judge. Following his remarkable 62 home run season, MVP campaign, going into free agency, Aaron Judge is now with the Yankees for the next 9 seasons. So, Dan, I guess we could ask the question now, what does he have to do over this next 9-year period in order for this deal that he signed in the offseason to be considered a success?
Pat, would it bother you if I told you I have his entire next 9 years totally outlined? And I want to go through it with you.
I'm not surprised, but yeah, I'd love to go through it with you.
All right. So essentially, we're in Dan's world again. And this isn't exactly what it's going to take for him to justify that contract because, spoiler alert to me, you get us one World Series, get us 28. And honestly, like that to me makes a contract an automatic W. But here we go. I have it separated by 3 different parts. Okay. You have his prime, post prime, and then, the later part where he might be breaking down a little bit. And I will let you know, Pat, I'm being realistic with this. So here we go. We're going to start with 2023 through 2026, takes him through his age 34 season. And that is what I consider to be what his prime will be, right? Here we go. He'll finish top 4 in MVP voting every year, averaging 45 home runs and a 6.5 WAR per year. And while he doesn't win MVP this year, Pat, he does reclaim it in 2024 as Shohei Ohtani, with his new team, struggles to find his footing. So that at that point, you're looking at a 2-time MVP.
Yankees are signing Ohtani.
That entered my mind before. Don't get my train off track, though, please.
Okay.
Ohtani's not winning in 24, Judges. So at that point, we're already looking at a second MVP award for him. Ultimately, though, Pat, what matters is that the Yankees won the World Series in 2023, beating the Mets in 6 games, much thanks to acquiring Brian Reynolds in July, but also a record-breaking postseason home run record by Aaron Judge with 10. Already a success. Let's proceed. So then at that point, like I said, Judge's contract already a success. Let's shift to the middle of the deal, 2027 to 2029. Judge now exiting his prime at age 35. And while I see the offensive production still being there, his body will start to break down as he enters his late 30s. So to dismiss any rumors of bias here, Pat, because, some people may think I'm looking at this rose-colored glasses. Nah, I'm being realistic here. I have an aging Judge playing just 60% of the Yankees games during these 3 years, averaging 27 home runs, and a 3 WAR per season. However, Pat, while, yes, he may be missing some time in the regular season, he'll always be healthy for October, playing an important role in the Yankees winning their 2nd title in 6 years, beating the Phillies in 5 games. So now you're looking at a 2-time World Series champion, 2-time MVP. By 2027, Judge's Yankee legacy will have been cemented. At this point, there's 2 years left on the deal now. Yankee captain, Pat, will now be at the back end of his career, in which Giancarlo Stanton retired.
Stanton retired?
We'll go with retired or went to another team. But at this point, his contract is up. So I just use that as part of my situation here. So Judge, full-time DH. And over these final 2 seasons, Pat, Judge will add another 45 home runs, ultimately finishing with 526 total for his career, along with surpassing the Hall of Fame benchmark for career WAR at 70. So let me sum this all up in my very in-depth trajectory. 306 home runs, another MVP, and bringing home the Yankees' 28th and 29th championship over these next 9 years. Pat, what do you think about all that? You at least respect the effort I put in, because that's me looking at my crystal ball. Couple injured seasons, sure, but in the end, another MVP, and at the very least 1 World Series. I have him getting 2.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh,
right?
you punk. Dude, you're such a punk mother. Let me hear it.
We're always very honest with each other. And I think what you just described was a combination of 2 things. Okay. I think brilliant dedication and a touch of mental illness. I do, bro. And anybody who takes, because this, bro, you wrote a 10-page thesis on Aaron Judge's expectations over the next 9 years. I respect it, but it's not something I would ever do. So my answer to this question is very simple, right? Because the question at hand is what defines Aaron Judge's contract as a success.
What makes it?
And I think it's very simple, bro. It's a World Series ring. Like
One.
that's all we're looking for in this 9-year span. Just one World Series ring. Aaron Judge could pop out next season and only hit 25 home runs and play 75 games. However, if he shows up in October and brings the Yankees a World Series trophy, I don't care what he does for the next 8 seasons, bro. Bro, he could not even play the next 8 seasons. As long as we get one ring out of this contract, I'm satisfied. And it's as simple as that. I don't need him to finish top 4 MVP in the next 4 years.
I'm trying to have a little fun here, Pat.
No,
I
know, but I'm saying like I don't need that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a ring.
I'm with you. And that's why I prefaced it in the beginning that ultimately, to me, and I guess you agree, one World Series will get it done. I know some at home may not disagree or may not agree. You know, maybe 2 is what will make some fans consider him like a Yankee great or what have you. But yeah, that's my answer for sure. I just kind of want to have a little bit of fun with it. I do see him eclipsing 500 homers for his career throughout the duration of this deal. And also, I think at least one more MVP is coming. So
I feel like this is where we differ because at the end of the day, I don't care. Like at the end of the day, like it's cool if Aaron Judge is a Hall of Famer. Cool. But like I don't care.
I do.
I genuinely don't. If the Yankees don't win a World Series,
well,
I will not care about Aaron Judge being in the Hall of Fame, bro.
That's fair. But no, I'm talking about this current or what I laid out here. Like if that's what Judge does, but he doesn't win any World Series, then I'm kind of with you. Like it's still a disappointment. That contract probably isn't justified. But still, though, as something on the side,
the individual stats mean nothing to me. They really don't. Like, bro, you could tell me Aaron Judge hits 50 over the next 3 seasons, and if the Yankees don't get a ring out of it, I don't care, bro. Like,
I've seen you get excited over Judge homers.
Bro, even like I look back at this past season, and I think the only reason that it's still kind of stuck with me because he broke the record. But let's say Aaron Judge hit 58 home runs this past season. I would have forgotten about it already, just to be honest with you.
I wouldn't have.
Just saying.
I enjoy it. I mean, World Series is the ultimate goal. Like that's why we watch. Yeah, but like the regular season is fun too.
That's my only goal.
Yeah, but still, it's like I want the Yankees to win a World Series. In the process of doing that, I wouldn't mind him putting up MVP numbers and the rest of the team looking really good and exciting. Like I want the players to do well with, yes, ultimate goal being win 28, but still, like I think it's something to look for, like regular season accomplishments. It's not like it's you throw it out the window. You throw it out the window if they don't win, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You throw it out the window if they don't win. It means nothing. Aaron Judge hitting 62 home runs means nothing because they didn't win the World Series. It's cool for him, right? But it means nothing for the Yankees organization, bro. It means nothing for us as fans. Like, sure, we had fun watching it, but at the end of the day, it does nothing for the team, dude.
I think you're talking very pessimistic right now, as if his career's already over. Like,
it's
there's
not
still a while left to go that Aaron Judge could win a World Series, and I'm with you that
he very much can.
Yeah, I understand, but you're also talking as if the dude isn't 30 years old, just signed a 9-year deal. It's very possible he could end up winning a World Series. So what he does throughout his career, like I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to recognize it as something I'll never see again, even if there is a possibility that they don't win the World Series, sure. But like, that's just kind of how it works. I don't know what the future holds. So while I'm watching him in the present, I'm going to like soak it up, enjoy it. This is one of the greatest players I've ever seen.
Sure. I guess we differ, bro.
Why do you watch the regular season?
Because I'm waiting for the postseason for them to potentially win the World Series, bro. I'm not watching the regular season because I'm excited to see Aaron Judge hit home runs. Every piece, every home run, every hit is pushing towards that final goal, bro.
You know, Aaron Judge hitting home runs helps the Yankees win, though.
Obviously it does, but if he doesn't do it in October, and if they can't get the job done in October, that home run in the middle of June means nothing. Because
I'm with you. No, I'm saying this. The vibe you're putting off right now is just like, all right, you see Judge hit a grand slam or something like that. You can't get excited because you think, oh, for all I know, they're not going to win World Series and he's not going to perform well.
I never
said
that. I never said I wouldn't get excited.
Off right now.
Bro, I never said I wouldn't get excited. It's more so in the grand scheme of things, it's not something I would look back on. Right? Like, I'm not going to look back on 2022 highlights because the only thing I remember from the 2022 season is getting swept by the Houston Astros. Bro, I'm not going to look back at 2018 highlights because all I remember from 2018 is getting whooped by Boston. I'm not going to look back at highlights of the 2017 ALCS because I know we got smoked in Game 7. You know what I mean? All I remember is the final piece of the puzzle. And if you can't win in the final piece, I don't care about the rest of the pieces, bro. Sorry.
No, I hear you. It's because that's how I feel. Like, it's an obvious feeling.
I'm gonna have fun along the way,
look back,
but it's not something I'd look back on.
All right, word. As long as you're gonna have fun along the way. I mean, you're saying you don't care.
No,
I understand. No, here's the thing.
The thing.
What I understand what you're saying is Judge hits 62 homers. Ultimately, though, the Yankees don't win the World Series. They get swept by the Astros. So the season is a failure. You're disappointed. But even myself, who's fucking obviously crazy about all this shit, I'll also look back and be like, man, that was a hell of a ride. Judge's season in particular, I had a blast with that. It was probably the most fun I had watching baseball for 6 months. And one series, while definitely makes me pissed and hope that it's different in the future, I still enjoy the hell out of watching Yankees baseball and Aaron Judge crush homers. That's in the end, that's why I watch. Well, yeah, that's all there is, man. There's only ever the now. The past and the future definitely don't exist.
2022 means nothing to me. All I'm worried about is 2023. I don't care that he hits 62
I get the 2022 example, but also you said if Judge hits 58 homers this year, you're not going to care about him.
No. Okay, never said that. If Judge hits 58 home runs the next 3 seasons and no World Series title comes out of it, I could care less.
In hindsight, yes, sure, word. That's totally fair, but that's definitely not how you described it.
That's exactly how, bro. I think that's word for word how I described it. I'd love for you to watch it back.
We'll watch it back. I watch every show back.
Cool. Moving on to topic number 2, because topic number 1 we went to for a while.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge's best bud, Anthony Rizzo. The Yankees locked him up to a 2-year extension this offseason. And to be honest with you, I would say Rizzo probably has like 5 good years left in the tank, we could say. And also, I mean, you look at the Yankees farm system, there's not really anybody who's pushing Rizzo out of that spot anytime soon, unless Austin Wells moves to first base, but who knows? So I guess now we could kind of ask the question, do we see Anthony Rizzo finishing his career as a Yankee?
Yeah. First of all, on Wells, I thought about him, writing this out, and I was thinking, first of all, scouts project him corner outfield. And also, I think the Yankees kind of got their eyes opened up a little bit with Luke Voit and just in general with their defense. I don't think there'll really be many situations left where the Yankees risk putting a poor defender at a position, especially a certain one like first base, where we've seen with how impactful Rizzo has been, like pretty important. So if you put Austin Wells there just as a placeholder or just to find a way to get his bat in the lineup by putting him at first base, could be a little risky. I don't necessarily see the Yankees doing that. But with Rizzo, real quick, because you mentioned the 5 years, and I really think that is true, not just because, he had a great year last year, but also the shift is going to help him out maybe more than anyone, man. Since the start of 2020, he's lost the 4th most hits in all of baseball due to this shift, which is just insane. 82.6% of his at-bats have been shifted against. Obviously not going to be a thing in 2023. So you're looking at his production getting even better than it already was. He's loved here, loves it here. Best friends with Judge, like you mentioned. I think just with not having clear options in the future, I mean, Goldschmidt's a free agent, I think, in a couple of years, along with Vlad as well. Outside of those two, like, there's no clear-cut options. A lot of the guys that are star first basemen in the league are locked up. So with that being the case, his production still being there, how much just the situation works in New York, dude, I wouldn't be shocked if he retires a Yankee, honestly. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I think it's the perfect fit for now. I think the only pessimistic point of view that you could kind of take on it is looking at like the back problems. That when I look at Rizzo's 5-year plan, I think that could be the only plague. That would be injuries, because we know, bro, when Rizzo's on the field healthy, like he's gonna produce. Especially left-handed hitter in Yankee Stadium, really good defense. But if he can't really get injuries in order, then it might be a problem moving forward. But I think, let's say hypothetically he's healthy over the next 5 years, like, yeah, I definitely think he retires as a Yankee. I think it's just the perfect fit for him, bro. I mean, we see how much he loves New York. We see how much New York loves him. He's had 2 opportunities to leave at this point. He didn't. And the feeling's pretty mutual with the Yankees, I guess. And also, I mean, I can't really see Rizzo being one of those guys to just like go play for the Pirates. You know what I mean? He's always going to be a part of like a winning culture. And
right,
bro, the Yankees are kind of just like the best place for him at this point. Now, bro, this might change in a couple years. I mean, we're looking at like 5-year plans for players. It's kind of like impossible to predict. But as of right now, like, yeah, bro, I'd love for him to finish his career as a Yankee.
Yeah, I just think like if you have sustained success in New York with at least one championship, Rizzo, if he ultimately is here for like 6, 7, 8 years, I just wouldn't be shocked, man. I really wouldn't. And honestly, I'm really getting ahead of myself here. And this isn't me predicting nothing like with Judge, but dude, get yourself two rings, bro. Stay healthy. You're a Yankee for 6, 7 years. We've seen how they are with Monument Park, bro. Pat, I think you might be complaining the same way you were about Paul O'Neill this past summer with Anthony Rizzo.
No, because Rizzo's my guy.
Nah,
right?
it's
like
because you watched him play. That's the thing.
Exactly. Dude, we've gone through this conversation so many times.
I'll never care
less about players. You
don't care about the history. You just don't care about the history.
I don't.
That's fine. I very much differ.
Yeah, that's like the main piece where we differ, because I could care less about, and I could understand like both sides of the argument. I don't care about teams and players that played before I watched, because it makes me feel nothing inside, right? Like for me, baseball is all about nostalgia and like just feeling something inside. And I can't feel anything inside from a player or team I never watched play.
Really? See, now when
Yeah.
I watch like that clip I posted on Instagram the other day of Babe Ruth
The
homering
Babe
in
Ruth, bro, I didn't even like
Babe
it.
Ruth homering in the All-Star game in 1934, and just seeing a guy obviously so iconic and all that, but the uniform is still the exact same. I'll look at old pictures of the Yankee uniform, even without the Yankee logo on it, when it was just straight up pinstripes. I'll see it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I start to get like a tad emotional. I really do, because no, I'm serious, man. I think about it all the time. I'm not gonna get deep with this, but where would my life be without the Yankees? Right? I mean, I dropped out of college after a month, and ultimately I'm in the spot that I'm at, like being able to, I don't know, live because of a baseball team, as crazy as that sounds. So that being the case, it wouldn't be able to be the case if not for these like historic figures like Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, like the guys that really set the foundation of the organization and made it what it is today. Like Aaron Judge probably isn't a Yankee right now if not for those guys what came before us. You know what I'm saying?
No,
The
but
the history of the organization and just the legacy that we have as like the greatest team in really sports history, like it benefits us still to this day, Pat. So knowing it's all still connected, like
no, I get, bro. It's
I
like the
love the
same
history. I love it.
argument, bro. It's the same argument as like, oh, like you should love George Washington because he was one of the founders of the country we live in today. Like, cool, but like also at the same time, like, bro, I don't care because I wasn't around back then.
No, no, but I'm not no offense. I'm not like passionate about like the US. I love my country and all, but I don't like to me, I'm way more attached to Babe Ruth or freaking whoever it may be. I don't know, guys from the 90s. It just
Yeah, dude.
I
Bottom
do
line,
appreciate
like we
what came
differ.
before with it. And I look at the logo, man, and I just fucking I love the Yankees, Pat. I love the Yankees. And you don't, you hate them. Why are you on the show? I don't know what you're fucking saying.
Dude, no, because
I
it
love you,
no,
by the
no,
way. We
okay.
gotta move on.
No. But we need to address this real quick because I see some comments sometimes. Like, bro, people think I hate the Yankees, and it's kind
Well,
of
I was
weird.
being obviously sarcastic there for those at
No,
home. I
but
know
I've
you know
seen
I'm
like a
kidding.
couple of comments where it's like people think I don't like the Yankees, bro. I only care like about the 2023 Yankees, right? Last year, all I cared about was the 2022 Yankees. And next year, all I care about is the 2024 Yankees. And then the only piece of nostalgia I'll get is looking back on teams that I watched. It's that simple, bro. Sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care about the 90s dynasty. It does nothing for me.
No, the only thing that
Sorry.
like will impact my day-to-day legitimate motions is the current team. Yes.
Yeah.
But I love Yankee baseball, man. So like reading up on it and just watching old Yankeeographies, like
I
that doesn't
respect
you
it.
don't get a kick out of Yankeeographies, like you never watch them back or
Hell no.
anything.
I will never watch a Yankee. Like, bro, sitting, like, the thought of sitting down and watching a Whitey Ford Yankeeography, like, it would pain me.
Dude, I all right, we really got to move on. But I've mentioned this book before, and this is what I'm currently reading. So this is why I'm all fired up about it. This book is updated through till 2011, right? And I look at this as like God meant for me to read this because that was the first season I fully was invested and watched like all 162 games. So everything prior about the Yankees that I need to know, I consider this the Bible, man. Like I read through this
I'm
and
happy.
it's just cool that there's this much of fucking information about a baseball team. Anybody else, bro, this is your book. But the New York Yankees, we get a full 600 pages pack because we're the greatest motherfucking organization in the world's history.
Bro, it's cool. I mean, I'm not saying it's not cool. It's just not for me, bro. Just
I get
simple
it.
as
I
that.
get it. We got to move on though because it's
Yeah,
fucking.
dude, this is a long ass episode. I
It's a
don't know
good one
what
though. We're
doing.
chilling.
Moving on, topic number 3 here. MLB Network is doing their top 100 player rankings going into the season, and Giancarlo Stanton was ranked as number 100. I believe Nestor was also ranked as number 91, but we're gonna focus specifically on Stanton because I feel like I don't know. I mean, I guess you kind of give your opinion on it, but I'm looking at Stanton being ranked 100. First of all, I don't really care about these rankings. Like, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it because at the end of the day, like, bro, they're meaningless. If anything, it's motivation for these players, right? It's motivation for Stanton to be like, yo, I'm not 100. I'm better than that. So next
I
year
don't
I'm
think
going
he
to be
gives a shit to be honest.
20.
But I'm with you.
Yeah,
These
no,
lists don't mean
sure.
none.
Sure. But I can't really argue it just because, I mean, you look at Stanton and I don't know what numbers they use in order to get these rankings. They probably look at the last 3 seasons or
They
whatever.
do. Yep.
You can't really blame them considering the fact last year wasn't great for Stanton between like performance and injuries. And then also 2021 he had a pretty good year in 2021. He missed a
Yes,
little bit of time from injuries, and then 2020, I don't think he really played much at all besides the postseason. But yeah, no, bro, I think it's fair if you want to rank him 100. Like, who
totally.
cares, you know?
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, it's a lot more difficult to judge a top 100 list than just say like top 10 position players or something like that. Because you think about it, it's like 100 players, Stanton is 100, and you try to think like, okay, who should he be over? Who should he be under? There's just way too many to compute in my brain. So I just look at it from that aspect, like whatever. But anyways, I think it makes sense when you look at the way the rankings have been in the past. I mean, last year he was 61, right? Which I think is definitely fair. The year prior to that, after 2020, he was 97. So you see how quickly they can just change their mind, I guess, the shredder.
Yeah.
So Stan could ball out this year, which I anticipate he will. And next thing you know, he's number 70 on this
He could,
list
yeah,
or number
bro.
40, whatever.
He could be 20.
Yeah. And whether we want to say it or not, we're Yankee fans, so we're optimistic. We'll look at things through, our color lenses and stuff. But you really got to butter knife his stats to make it look like he had a good year, which when healthy, he was an all-star. He had like a 130 OPS plus, was on pace for 40 homers, got hurt, came back, and dude, he hit 211, had OPS plus of 111. So 100th player in baseball. Don't really care about the list, but I don't also disagree with it. I think it's fine.
Yeah, and bro, also I will say, speaking of Stanton, I think that he's one of the few players on the Yankees that strike fear into opposing teams.
Without a
In the
doubt.
sense of, how like when we watch the Yankees play the Rays, for example, it's like, yo, Harold Ramirez is coming up. I think Stanton and Judge are probably the only two guys in the Yankees lineup. And bro, it doesn't matter how cold they are, bro. Like we saw Stanton at some points last season where he looked like he couldn't hit air out of a paper bag, right? But if Stanton, no, it doesn't matter how cold he is, bro. He'll come up, and other teams will still be intimidated just by his presence, bro. We talk about it all the time, right? The 2019 ALCS, just losing his presence in that lineup, even if he wasn't contributing, was huge, bro. Because Stanton will always be an intimidating force in that box.
The intimidation factor. And honestly, dude, give me Stanton at his absolute hottest, like 2-week prime, tearing the shit out of every pitch he sees. Stanton. That to me, even over Judge, maybe in all of baseball, is the most intimidating player ever. When he's just in those modes where you throw him anything in the zone, he's just going to crush it 120 mile an hour down the line, home run, gone. Like, dude, no. So absolutely, I'm with you. I think he's going to bounce back, though. I do. I mean, if he's healthy, if he's legitimately healthy, he may still, like, he could play 140 games, but if he's not actually legitimately healthy for those, like we saw last year, not going to be good. But 40 homers, 130 OPS plus. He'll be back in top 70 next year.
Maybe higher. Well, lower.
I never know how that works.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, moving into topic number 4 here. Let's talk about the World Baseball Classic a little bit. The 4 Yankees that have been announced to be playing: Kyle Gashioka and Nestor Cortez, they're going to be playing for Team USA. Jonathan Loaiza for Team Nicaragua. And Gleyber Torres for Team Venezuela. Sevy was gonna pitch for Team DR, but then Cashman said no.
Good.
But I guess now we can kind of ask the question: is the main concern with the World Baseball Classic and when teams have their players go, and the main reason Cashman didn't want Sevy to go is because of the injury concern, right? Teams are concerned that their players are going to get injured because, bro, these are pretty meaningful games in the month of March, and guys are giving it 110% when spring training they're only going like 70%, right? So are you concerned about this batch of Yankees, these 4 guys, that they are going to, that there's any sort of injury concern with any of them?
The pitchers, yeah, naturally, I'll just always be concerned about pitchers, especially like I said last episode, throwing championship level innings is kind of concerning in March. Position players, not so much, because in the end, baseball is baseball. And by that point, the tournament will start March 6th, I believe. So you're looking at, they're already in camp for 2 weeks, hopefully, get their legs and whatnot in shape and in order. They're just playing baseball. So unless there's a freak accident, which could also happen in spring training, not worried about, say, Gleyber Torres or Kyle Higashioka's in it as well, we said, right? So them, not so much. Nestor, no, I don't think I'm worried. Not this group in particular. Sevy, I would have been, though. Really smart decision by Cashman not to let him pitch.
Last time we saw Nestor, though, he was hurt.
True, but I also, you got to make, if I'm Brian Cashman, if I'm Aaron Boone, you have a conversation with these guys. Like, be smart. I'm not saying you got to throw 85 miles an hour, but don't throw 100%. So maybe if you were to say at that point, first week in March, throwing, I don't know, 40% in spring training, all right, go 60% because it's a big deal, whatever. But pitchers got to be smart. Also, they have had the whole offseason. So if Nestor was ready to go by spring training, He was healthy. I assume that means he's fine. So, yeah, just as long as he plays it smart, dude. Like, you really can't be. And Nestor's not that kind of pitcher, though, too, which is good. He's not somebody with Sevy. Why it's concerned is because we've seen him get so amped up and then he just throws 100 mph in the first inning. Not good in March. But Nestor, his arsenal, the way he throws, and the fact that he does kind of seem to be, he's kind of in that tier of pitchers that I consider like a savant when it comes to just the education of the art of pitching or what have you. So I think he'll play it smart. He'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm just gonna go into the WBC just enjoying it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna stress over what Yankees are gonna get injured. Bro, if it happens, like God forbid, it happens. Like there's nothing we could really do to prevent it. But I'm gonna sit back, enjoy. At least we're not the Mets and we don't have every single one of our star players doing it, where it's like, bro, if Pete Alonso gets hurt, the Mets are kind of screwed. But dude, I'm so excited. I think Team USA is stacked. Have you seen Team DR? Absolutely stacked, bro. They have like the all-star lineup of all-star lineups.
So do we, though.
I think it's gonna be awesome. Yeah,
our
no,
lineup's
I think it's
fire.
gonna be awesome.
Word.
But yeah, moving on, topic number 5 here. This is a fun one. Also, fan questions, audience questions, the Yankees Avenue Show at gmail.com. Throw us your emails. We're gonna be answering those as topic number 5 moving forward. Also, Dan, this one is from Darren Slocum. Gary Sanchez and Luke Voit both remain free agents. 2 Yankee legends. Which former Yankee would you say had more overall success in their Yankee career? Also, do you want either of them back? This is kind of a multi-part question, but just shoot for it.
Tough ass question, dude. Tough ass question. Because do you factor in expectations? Which
I would
I
say
think would only
you have to.
hurt. I think Gary probably takes the L no matter what, because you look at the career stats. Voit, if you just want to go by Yankee OPS, let's say 883 OPS in 4 seasons as a Yankee. Gary Sanchez in 7 seasons as a Yankee, 804 OPS. Now, I'll consider prime Gary to be better than prime Voit. Essentially 2016, 2017 Gary to either 2018 or 2020 Voit. It is, but also
Bro, Gary being is kind of underrated.
Offensively, sure, but also Voit was never a great defensive first baseman. Obviously, Gary's not a good defensive catcher, but alone just putting up that offensive value from the catcher position, that automatically gives Gary the edge in that sense. But the floor for Gary was so much worse. So that's what would take him out. I mean, if you're just looking at like, if you cherry pick, say 16, 17, 19 to Gary, to me, it's a no-brainer. You pick him. But tough, man. Shit. Whose Yankee tenure was better, Gary or Voit? Probably, I guess Voit. I think Voit. And if I had to take one back right now, it would be Gary because I love him to death. But I think better Yankee tenure, probably Voit, no?
I think I'd go the same because I look at it like this, right? I say Voit was more successful in the sense of success, right? Like sustained success. Like, I mean, it's also a smaller sample size, and I think also like smaller expectations. So we view Luke Voit differently. But also, like when you ask the question, do we want either of them back? Then you'd have to go Gary because I see a fit for Gary there, and I just don't see a fit for Voit because he's a super one-dimensional player. Also, one point I forgot to make in the WBC thing. Kyle Gashioka is like playing for Team USA. I don't know if he's going to be on the Yankee roster by that point. Just to be honest with you, bro.
I think by opening day, he still gets traded. I'm pretty firm.
Yeah, no, I think so. I just don't see space for him. But
yeah, as for if you factor in expectations, it's a no-brainer. I mean, because Voit, there was really no expectations for, and he was awesome. Like
Luke Voit, bro.
Voit was the man. As for if we're seriously gonna like the question about who would you want back, neither of them are going to come back. But Voit has like no place in the roster right now. I mean,
dude, sorry.
That's why I always was kind of for trading him because it's just another right-handed power bat that doesn't play good defense, isn't a good base runner. That's the thing. Voigt's game was so one-dimensional. Once again, that's fine. There were no expectations. He's a slugger. It's almost something out of a video game, bro. Big blocky dude who fucking benches 400 pounds or whatever, bro, and hits home runs.
Voit.
Yes, absolutely. Like a meathead. Loved him.
Yeah,
but that was kind of all he had was the bat.
Yeah, and the only thing that really pisses me off with Voit is like, bro, 2020 he carried the Yankees on his back, right? Him and DJ. And then in the 2021 season, it was just like flat out disrespect. I know he had the injury problems, but even when he came back, the Yankees never let him play, bro. He was coming in as like a pinch hitter. When they had like the DH spot wide open, you easily could have thrown Stanton in the outfield. They just didn't want to play Luke Voit. And like his tenure with the Yankees just didn't work out and it came to a sad end. But I think that if he would have gotten more consistent playing time, he could have kept doing
what he did. I mean, oh yeah, sure, definitely. Because The trade for Rizzo made sense. I didn't feel they screwed him
At the
over
time,
in that
yeah.
regard. It still does, but yeah, they could have got him in a little bit more. And he was hitting well too. Like that, like there was a couple weeks, I think, right after they got Rizzo and
It was
Voit
like
came
in
back
August,
healthy.
yeah.
He was starting to hit the ball a little bit and then just stopped playing him, which was weird. But
Yeah.
Voigt's, to wrap it up, Voigt's tenure definitely looked at more fondly. I would take, like, who would you rather have on your team? 2020 Luke Voit over a full season or 2017 Gary? 2017 Gary without a doubt to me. And that's what I'm saying. So it's like peak versus peak, it's Gary, but overall tenure, I think definitely Voit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Should we get the hell out of here, bro? I feel like we've been going for 10 years now.
This was like an hour-long episode.
Yeah, well, cut down into fucking hopefully under 30 minutes. But yo, good app. We will see you guys back on Tuesday. We're getting there, Pat. Pitchers and catchers. By the time we do this episode next week, I believe they will have reported, which will be awesome. The Friday episode next week, I think, by then. So good stuff there.
Yo, wait, our next episode's Tuesday. Who won the Super Bowl?
Good call. Eagles, but I don't think I'm gonna watch.
I got Chiefs. Really?
I'm so ready for this to be over, dude. This is like one of my favorite times because once the Super Bowl's over, and you give them like a week or so to talk about on Sports Talk Radio, but once that week is up, bro, then it's our time. And you have March Madness, but even March Madness is I like it because it almost feels a part of baseball season in a way. No, I don't watch a second of it, but like March Madness being on, it just registers in my head like, oh, what? It's baseball season. Opening day is in 2 weeks. So like football is about to be done with, and I'm just ready to put it away, bring it back out next fall. I'll enjoy the Jets when they have Aaron Rodgers. That'll be great. But
bro, basketball is kind of hype right now. LeBron, KD just got traded. Kyrie got traded. Bro, I know you're not a basketball guy, but it's kind of hype right now.
I'm getting into basketball lately. I've been really into Kobe, dude. I'm doing the classic. I did the same shit with fucking Mac Miller, bro. Somebody dies and then I become obsessed with them. Like I didn't know any of Mac Miller's music before 2018. Listen to all this shit 24/7 now.
But you still don't know who Pop Smoke is.
Maybe I will. Shit, show me one of his songs. I'll probably become his biggest fan. Is he dead? There you go. Yeah, there you go. And with Kobe, bro, I'm watching all these. Anyways, kind of into basketball. Like, I think LeBron's cool. Sucks for the Yankees though. With the Nets games aren't going to be getting any good ratings. I'm saying for yes.
Yeah,
KD
dude,
and fucking. I didn't even know KD was going to get traded. Yeah, dude, I wanted him so bad at the time too. I'll never forget. 3 years ago as a Knicks fan, I was like, "Yo, I'm ready to go. We're going to get KD. You're going to get Kyrie, and we also thought we were going to get Zion at the time in the draft." So
yeah,
hey, I guess
good time.
I mean, I would have taken Zion, but good thing the KD and Kyrie part didn't work out. Yo, let's get out of here. Socials real quick.
Twitter @OnHingePatrick, TikTok @OnHingePatrick, and then Instagram @TrueHennessy.
Oh, fuck yourself. Yo, I love you, Pat. My socials is @Dan_Rourke on Twitter. We're back. I might start tweeting again soon. Maybe, who knows? Instagram, Dan Rourke, Yankees Avenue on Instagram. Subscribe here on YouTube as well. We'll see you guys next time. Let's go, Yankees.
Her body's going like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we